Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, October 9th, 2025. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County.
I know lately everybody thinks that I am sicker than I am. Do I look sick to you? I'm working hard here. Anyway, I wanted to put everybody's mind at ease.
Which is a good thing. The world needs Dolly, and the world needs more Dollies. Anyhow, here is your OMG fact for the day. Flamingos use their tongues like a sieve to catch food as it is underwater. But now we do have some news, so let's get into it, shall we? The Anne Arundel County Public Library is honoring the freedom to read this week with a full lineup of creative events celebrating Banned Books Weeks, which I didn't realize was this week. The series highlights the importance of intellectual freedom and the right to explore diverse ideas, even those that stir controversy. On Thursday at 4 p.m., the Bush Annapolis Library invites kids to explore a banned book museum featuring titles like The Lorax, Charlotte's Web, and Harriet the Spy. All events aim to celebrate the power of stories and remind readers why the freedom to read matters more than ever. Two of the Chesapeake Bay's most recognizable boating magazines are marking milestone anniversaries this fall. Spin Sheet turns 30 and Prop Talk celebrates 20 years. The independent Annapolis-based publisher remains anchored in the community connection and positivity. Publisher Mary Ewenson, who co-founded the Spin Sheet with Dave Gendell, recalls the magazine's early days before social media. Before Instagram, we were Instagram for sailors, she joked. The pair launched Prop Talk in 2005 to serve the powerboating crowd and later added Fish Talk for anglers. Through it all, the team has stayed committed to print, community engagement, and good news about life on the bay. We don't write for clicks, Ewenson said. We keep our coverage positive, enlightening, interesting, and for all the greater good of the Chesapeake boating community. With a dozen employees who live the life they cover, Spin Sheet Publishing continues to prove that independent, local media can thrive. If you're willing to put in long hours and maybe call a sale day, quote, professional development, it can work for 30 years. Annapolis homeowners can help grow the city's tree canopy this fall through a partnership between the City of Annapolis and the Arbor Day Foundation. Residents can reserve up to 2 free trees at a getarborday.org/Annapolis website and pick them up on Saturday, November 8th from 10 a.m. to noon at the Kenneth R. Dunn Municipal Pool in Truxton Park. The available species include the river birch, American linden, northern red oak, American hornbeam, and white finger tree, all native species suited for Maryland's climate. Urban forester Brian Adams noted that a healthy tree canopy strengthens local ecosystems and enhances quality of life. He said planting trees on private property along with robust public parks and green spaces creates a thriving tree canopy. Supplies are limited, so early registration is encouraged for residents eager to make Annapolis a little bit greener, one sapling at a time. Once again, that website is getarborday.org/Annapolis. Well, this is a concerning new report from the business journals. They place 6 Anne Arundel County zip codes among the nation's 1,000 wealthiest, with Annapolis leading the local list. The 21403 zip code ranks number 406 nationally, reflecting a 60% increase in per capita income over the past decade, from $47,668 per year to $76,445. Riva's 21140 and Severna Park's 21146 also landed in the top 500. Now, the Wealthy 1000 list evaluates income, home equity savings, and poverty rates using U.S. Census and Zillow data. Howard County had the most zip codes in the greater Baltimore area to make the list with 9. The average per capita income among the region's top zip codes was $81,980, with an average home value of $857,705. Now, the local zips that made the Wealthy 1000 list: at number 406, as we said, Annapolis 21403. At 441, it was Riva at 21140. At 499, it was Severna Park at 21146. At 595, it was Annapolis at 21401. At 886, it was Crownsville, 21032. And barely just making the list at number 995, it was Davidsonville at 21035. So, once again, Anne Arundel County is not a cheap place to live. You want to be sure to catch our local business spotlight this weekend. This week, I am going to organize my life and speak with Tina Gann from Simply Organized, or so I think. And that, I think, is about me getting organized. We're definitely speaking with Tina. That's going to drop on Saturday at noon. And in closing, one of the best ways to keep up on the local news is the daily news recap email that goes out at 7 p.m. every single day. It's free, it is paywall free, and here is a link in the show notes for you to sign up if you're not already. And please feel free to let your friends, family, and colleagues all know about it as well. And that is a wrap. As always, thank you for being you, and a thank you to the sponsors for today's Daily News Brief. Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Hospice of the Chesapeake, Fish for a Cure, Interim Healthcare of Annapolis, and the Annapolis Sailboat Show. All right, now you just need to sit back because we have George Young here with your eye on Annapolis local weather, and Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace is here with this week's Annapolis Makerspace Maker Minute. All that's coming your way, so hang tight.
When someone you love needs care at home, you want more than just help. You want trusted support from people who truly care. That's where Interim Healthcare of Annapolis comes in. Locally owned and serving seniors in Anne Arundel, Baltimore, Charles, Prince George's, and Queen Anne's counties. Interim Healthcare of Annapolis offers personalized in-home care that's flexible, reliable, and compassionate. From Alzheimer's and dementia care to assistance with bathing, dressing, fall prevention, transportation to appointments, and even 24-hour care. Interim of Annapolis also offers respite care to give family caregivers a much-needed break. With Interim Healthcare of Annapolis, you get the backing of a trusted national network and the heart of a hometown provider. Call Art Dandridge at 443-808-1003 or visit interim.com/Annapolis to learn more. That's interim.com/Annapolis. Interim Healthcare of Annapolis. Personalized service at home, peace of mind, and always there when you need care. Next up, we're diving into today's Eye on Annapolis weather forecast. From sunny skies over the bay to storm warnings that could impact your plans, we've got the details to keep you ahead of the curve. Stay tuned. It's all coming your way in just a moment.
Hey everyone, this is George Young with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief weather forecast for Thursday, October 9th. Expect cool and sunny conditions today and tomorrow for the Annapolis region ahead of a cloudy, rainy, and breezy weekend, especially on the Maryland Eastern Shore and along the coast as a solid nor'easter of a storm now looks likely. For the U.S. East Coast, look for sunny highs today in the mid-60s with breezy winds gusting to around 20 miles per hour ahead of AM lows tomorrow morning in the 40s for most spots in the region, with more sunshine as PM highs then climb into the 65 to 70 degree range in the afternoon. From there, low pressure will start to move up the East Coast, bringing clouds to the region Saturday morning with some showers likely in the PM hours as highs end up around the 70 degree mark on Saturday with more rain and wind than likely Sunday with highs in the mid-60s or so, which will make for a pretty wet scene out at the Ravens game in Baltimore at 1 p.m. on Sunday. And conditions could be really stormy for the Maryland Eastern Shore and places along the coast like Ocean City and Rehoboth, where they could see 5 to 10 inches of rain when all is said and done by Monday night, with the Eastern Shore possibly picking up 3 to 5 plus inches of rain by Monday afternoon, with a likelihood that Annapolis and areas west of the Chesapeake Bay see at least 1 to 2 inches of total rainfall, with some potential for more than just 1 to 2 inches depending on just how close the advancing center of low pressure gets to the coastline. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young for Eye on Annapolis Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to always stay weather informed, which you can now easily do by going to eyeonannapolis.net/weather for the latest conditions and forecast information for the Annapolis region. And remember, if you have a local business of any kind and want to sponsor or advertise with Eye on Annapolis Weather to help promote your business and reach many thousands of local and regional listeners and followers on a weekly basis, send us an email or give us a phone call so we can discuss. To learn more, reach out via email at info@eyeonannapolis.net or text me directly at 410-533-5862. And you can even text me if you have weather questions and want a dialed-in forecast for your personal plans or group or team events in the region.
Ahoy, captains and anglers. What better way to spend a day on the Chesapeake Bay than by fishing and fundraising for a cure? Join us for the 19th annual Fish for a Cure tournament, Paul C. Detter's Captain's Challenge and Shore Party, Saturday, November 1st at Safe Harbor, Annapolis. Fish for a Cure supports Luminous Health Anne Arundel Medical Center's Gayton and Joanne D. Cesaris Cancer Institute. Event proceeds directly support the Cancer Survivorship Program for patients recovering from all types of cancers. Gather your crew and register your boat today at fishforacure.org. Again, that's fishforacure.org. Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker Minutes, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. At Chesapeake Light Craft in Annapolis, all next week, running Monday through Saturday, they're having an Annapolis Wherry boat building workshop in Knits and Pieces off of Bestgate Road. Today, they have a watercolor cowl workshop. Sunday, there's comprehensive Learn to Knit. And then on Monday, there's ornament workshops for October with a different theme each week. And registration is open for Rockin' Around the Stocking, where you can design your own colorwork stocking, beginner mosaic knitting, a series of mitts, and more ornament workshops for November and December. At Local by Design, on Saturday, they have a resin ornament workshop, and registration is open for a fall holiday candle jar workshop coming up next week. At Art Farm in Annapolis, today there's community figure drawing. Tomorrow there's mystery art making. With good vibes and great company, a chill night of art exploration and hanging out. This week's theme is Hunt for the Extraordinary. On Saturday, there's double exposure, intermediate photography. On Sunday, there's mixed media and caustic collage workshop, as well as their vibe, flow, and chill yoga. And then on Tuesday, there's a watercolor pop-up workshop. And registration is open for more adult workshops, including art bar, virtual botanical drawing, natural dyeing, and others. And Art Farm's kids camps for fall are here. Today, there's watercolor, liquid acrylic, and ink for grades 7 through 10. Saturday, there's Art and Identity, Express Yourself for grades 4 through 6, as well as a kids' art school for grades 1 through 3. On Monday, there's a kids' art school for grades 1 through 3, another one for ages 4 through 5, fashion design, sketching, and conceptualizing for grades 6 through 9, and podcasting for grades 6 through 9. On Tuesday, there's a kids' art school for grades 1 through 3, as well as another one for grades 4 through 6. And then on Wednesday, there's drawing and painting for grades 4 through 6, hand-drawn comics for grades 3 through 5, and teen photography for grades 8 through 11. Registration is open for more Art Farm Kids fall camps, including camps involving fashion design, watercolor, and more. At the Anne Arundel County Public Library System this week, today, Severna Park has Homeschool Teen Time, doing a VR test drive. Eastport Annapolis Neck has Glow-in-the-Dark Paint Night. And Mountain Road has What's Cooking, Falafel Ship at the Ring, with Mediterranean food. Tomorrow, Discovery's Library at the Mall has a fall art party. And Odenton has Make and Mingle. Saturday, Crofton has Ask a Master Gardener. Eastport Annapolis Neck has Build It with Lego. Maryland City has Science Saturdays with a Lego Challenge. Bush Annapolis has Decorate Your Own Cozy Mug. Severna Park has a Community Service Crafternoon, where they'll be assembling care packages for community members in need at the Annapolis Lighthouse Shelter. And finally on Saturday, Riviera Beach has a Lego Create Challenge. On Monday, Bush Annapolis has Little Artists, and Odenton has Friends and Fiber Arts. Tuesday, Glen Burnie has Little Engineers Constructive Play, and Severn has Lego Design and Build. On Wednesday, Severna Park has Stitch in the Stacks, with both an afternoon and an evening session. Maryland City has a Teen Art Club, Severn has an Open Craft Night, and Eastport Annapolis Neck has the Mad Hatters Knitting Club. Also a reminder, tonight is Annapolis Woodworking Guild's monthly meeting down in Davidsonville. They meet on the second Thursday of each month. And over at Unallocated Space in Severn, tonight they have a virtual happy hour, as well as the second week of Code Bloom, an 8-week course learning how to program in Python using a play-based system for students grades 6 through 12. Tomorrow they have a DEF CON 443 cybersecurity meetup. Saturday they have an epic Halloween LAN party where you can play multiplayer games, competitive and co-op. Monday they have their weekly project night. Tuesday they have Queers and Beers and other tasty drinks, an inclusive open house with tasty beverages. And then on Wednesday they have their weekly open house. If you have any questions about the Annapolis Makerspace, the Maker Minutes, or any of these events, feel free to contact me at trevor@makeannapolis.org. You can find links to all these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website, also at makeannapolis.org. Whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
It's almost time for Annapolis to shine as the sailing capital of the U.S. The Annapolis Sailboat Show, October 9th through the 12th. The world's largest sailboat show, right in the heart of America's sailing capital. Tour hundreds of monohulls, multi-hulls, and blue water cruisers in Ego Alley and beyond. Check out the latest sails, rigging, and navigation systems, or take part in classes and on-water workshops like the First Sail Experience. Meet world cruisers, stock up on sailing gear, and soak up that legendary waterfront vibe filled with music, food, and salty stories. Tickets and info are available now at AnnapolisBoatShows.com. AnnapolisBoatShows.com. You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues. This is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.